Hey all, and welcome back to the HFC playthrough of Super Mario Bros. 3. 4 Koopas have thus far bitten the dust. We'll deal with that when we meet St. Peter. That would be a very strange Mario level, but, you know, there have been more crazy things happening in this franchise.
I'm pretty sure out of everything we've done in our lives, doing something slightly cruel in a Mario game is probably not St. Peter's priority. But yes, this is World 5, which is literally just called The Sky, and although we've only seen bits of cloudiness there because I was flying over most of the level, we're gonna make our way further and further up in the sky over the course of the world. It kind of transitions a bit.
Well, you say that, and now we're just going straight underground, so I'm getting mixed messages here.
Yeah, well, we have to take a few little detours, don't we? We have to pull over at the petrol garage, go for a piss. It's not like a straight route.
We are, slowly crafting the most boring Mario game ever invented that somehow ends with being judged by St. Peter.
Oh, man, that's just how it is. But yes, the reason why I took this route here is we have this little bonus room where they give us a lot of lives. I'm well aware that in a previous part I said I didn't care that much about lives, but if they're just gonna give them to me, why not?
All I need is 1. I currently have 0. Dear God, please give me a life.
Meanwhile, I have 32. I'm gonna make great use of these.
You're very clearly a gamer, Flame.
Which ultimately means those lives are worthless.
Yes indeed. Now I see 2 Hammer Bros on the map. We've got a fortress. What is that, swirly Tower of Babel looking motherfucker on the right?
That is another level. They start to get a bit more creative with how they look on the overworld here. It gets a lot more like that, toward the end of the game. This is the one very interesting level, because this is the only level where you can actually use the Karibo shoe, even though Peach was telling us about this, I think back in World 2.
Yeah.
It's basically just it jumps on top of things that you usually wouldn't be able to jump on, things like that.
Yeah, like spikes and whatnot. I've seen many a Mario Maker level utilise the Karibo shoe for some interesting designs, some interesting in quotation marks.
I don't remember getting much use of the Karibo shoe in my Mario Maker levels, but I did make a lot of use of the fact that it would let you put multiple Bowsers in one stage.
Ah, yes, well, less said about that the better, really. We know about you and Bowser.
I just think it's fun when you can have a Bowser drop on top of the player right at the spawn point. That's great level design. I'm excellent at that.
Goodbye.
Eat shit.
The P-Wing!
Yes, we're not going to use it to cheat, but that's an option if you so desire.
Leave Nod alive.
I mean, I will skip some of them, but, he's in the way.
That's for you, Flame, because you're a star.
Oh, jump up, superstar.
I'd rather you didn't. Anyway, Fortress time. Did we need to do this?
I don't believe so. Like I was saying in an earlier part, there are parts in this game where you can skip levels. It doesn't really make much difference in this version off the top of my head, but in the Game Boy Advance version, if you beat every level without skipping any, you get an extended ending sequence.
Ooh.
I couldn't tell you what is in said extended ending sequence because it's been quite a while now since I last played that version, but still, that's the thing that happens.
Speaking of the GBA version of Mario 3, did you ever try out the e-reader levels?
I haven't, no. I did watch Snake play them on stream a while ago. Some of them are remakes of Mario 1 levels, and there's a few gimmicky ones from what I remember.
Right.
The e-reader was such a weird thing for Nintendo at that point, because it was they were doing basically DLC but in physical form, which they would again do with amiibos, which was its own problem. But
yeah, I was going to say the amiibo cards for Animal Crossing, but to get you in mind of what the e-reader was, you remember Digimon Tamers? They're the Digivices with the card slot and they swipe the cards. It's essentially the same thing, but Flame likened it to DLC. That's the best way to describe it, really.
extra little bits of content that you can unlock by having access to certain cards, which means that a lot of those extra pieces of content are lost to time, although thankfully with the e-reader Mario 3 levels, they were preserved in the Wii U download version, and I believe the Switch version as well, the Switch Online version.
Yes, they're on NSO. That was one of the things they advertised the GBA NSO with.
That's good. That's something that I hope becomes a trend as more and more games get re-released, because it's like, I don't like it when pieces of content just end up disappearing.
Absolutely.
I think we saw a bit of Mario there.
Just a teensy bit of Mario.
You can't get me, Lakitu.
Why even bother? So if you had the P-Wing, your P would be peeing all the time.
I'm sure there are other ways to phrase that, but yes, I do understand what you mean.
The dash meter would be unlimited until I think you finish the level.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you activate it and you just get, like, it stays there and you can just fly over everything even easier than before.
Bada bing! 2 out of 3 stars. Not bad. Definitely better grade than I used to get.
I managed to do very well in school, and now I make YouTube videos for a living, so I am putting my qualifications to excellent use.
Well, that was kind of like half of my life story, without the good grades part, but you know.
Fair. Well, what it does is it set me up with a bit of an ego that I then had to shake. Yeah, don't mind me, I'm just sort of slip and sliding all over these. Please don't have any heart attacks like I almost did.
I won't. That's for after recording.
You have the benefit of knowing this is pre-recorded. I was the one who having to, like, wrangle myself through that.
And it's an auto-scroller as well, I just put the two together.
Yeah. I really like the athletic theme in this game. Like, it's one of the most energetic ones so far in Mario. Which makes it feel very unfitting for a level where you spend most of the time just waiting for the screen to catch up.
A little bit counterproductive. Lectu, will you go away?
Thankfully he does when we get the card.
So in the context of this being a stage play, what happens when enemies disappear on screen? Do they get pulled through a trapdoor?
I like to imagine that they're like bits of card on a stick and the guy on the side just pulls them off the edge. The general visual style that emphasised the fact it was a stage play in the NES one, it's been scaled back a bit here, but you do still have like the curtain aesthetic at the end that sort of wraps it all together.
Yeah.
Although I do kind of miss having like the background objects just sort of bolded and screwed on though, that was kind of charming.
Yes, that was soul, as the kids say.
We're not kids, Tom, we're old men.
Oh my bones!
One of us considerably older than the other, just saying.
Yeah, I know, you don't get to pull that card for at least another 5 years.
I mean, I'm 30 now, which is like, I'm over the threshold of officially old.
Yeah, I'm 38 this year, so suck me.
I'd rather not, you're not my type. God, I'm in a weird fucking mood today, I don't know if you can tell.
It's a Sunday, like, even if neither of us has, you know, anywhere to be tomorrow, or school, anything like that, we're still kind of in a sleepy mood.
I'm in one of them moods where I can kind of tell I have a bit of a cold coming on, but it's not quite there yet, so I'm just sort of wrestling with that, which is always fun.
Oh, I thought for a second it was going to be another auto-scroller and I panicked.
No, thankfully not, although saying that, we haven't done the airship yet in this world, so don't get too relieved just
Oh,
yet.
God.
Now we are properly up in the sky. I don't know if you can walk on clouds like that in real life, I don't think that works that way, but we'll roll with it.
Oh, God bless, 3 stars.
Five up, I need all of those.
Feels a bit wasteful at this point. Also, didn't World introduce a 5-up in the shape of a moon?
Yeah, it did actually. I can't remember where they placed them, but I do remember that like finding out and it surprised me at the time, because it was one of the few things from World that hadn't been spoiled for me by the time I got around to playing it.
The concept of, like, a Super Nintendo game being spoiled is very funny for some reason, because back in the day, you had to learn about stuff through magazines until the internet came about.
The thing with those magazines is that some of them would get the information right. Some of them.
I remember in Nintendo Official Magazine, or was it Official Nintendo Magazine, they had a segment, a little, like, piece of a bigger page called Bogus Bonus, and for whatever reason, my childlike brain, which is only marginally lesser than my current brain, thought that's, oh, this is just like a cheat code or something. So when it was like, you can play as Luigi in Mario 64, I believed it, only to get frustrated when it wouldn't happen.
Oh yeah, see, that was like proto-super cheats, wasn't it?
There's that bird from Mario 2.
Yep, he was the one who carried us right back to the start of that One World 7 level.
Stop flying so close to the ground, you just give me means to defeat you.
Yeah, but he wants to look cool, I guess, and just swooping in does that well. A little bit of sky-high aesthetic going on here.
Little bit. We're talking about Sonic 1 Master System here, right?
Yeah, thankfully the flashing lights aren't quite as intense in this game as it was in Sonic 1 Master System, but there's some sections when you beat the bosses which are a bit like that anyway.
This whole thing seems fully automated, except for those, like, moles that throw spanners or wrenches at you.
Well, the thing about the moles throwing spanners that throws me off is because they look like they're going to just throw things forward, which that's kind of what their pattern is. But because the ship itself is moving up and down, you still have to line yourself up for it, and it can be a little bit more fiddly than it looks to start with.
A little bit. Alright, who have we got? It's Roy, our boy!
Yeah, but he even has like the glasses on that, which is cool. We've been talking about the names of the Koopalings. The names were actually given to them by the American staff, the localization staff, and then they were backported into the Japanese series later on. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's kind of how it ended up having all these like Western pop references going on.
Like Iggy for Iggy Pop and so on.
Yeah, and Roy, obviously Roy Orbison, the legend himself.
I'm back to my old self again. Thank you so much. Here is a letter. No money, just a piece of paper.
It's not your birthday. You don't get your £10 in the card. I'm sorry.
Be careful in the ice world. I'm always saying this. Here's a jewel that protects you.
We'll be fine, I'm sure.
Ooh.
What a pretty snow visual there on the overworld, God.
And the tinkling on the ivories to indicate that, yes, this is icy themed.
Yep, and there is a lot of slippery ground in this world, as you may expect, so you do kind of have to be careful.
You know, just watching Mario hover through the sky kind of reminds me of the cover art for Mario 2. Don't it look like his leg is a penis?
I can't say I've ever thought that, personally.
It's in the centre of his crotch.
I don't go looking at Mario's crotch, so I hadn't really paid attention to that.
And thanks for sandbagging this whole thing, Flame. Appreciate it.
I mean, you're the one who's self-reported on looking at Mario's dick.
I wasn't looking for his penne, alright? I was just looking at weird character design.
Alright. Well, I mean, like, to be fair, I do remember the one, like, the guy from... What was it? It was the Little Mermaid, wasn't it? Where they accidentally drew one of the characters with what looked like a stiffy.
Oh, right, yeah, that was one of the... It was either the priest or one of the towers, or perhaps both, honestly. Oh, man. Artists be wildin'.
I think it was the priest, and I remember the Little Mermaid was infamous as well, because there was also that one statue thing on the cover art that literally just looked like a gigantic dildo that had to be edited out.
That was one of the things I was mentioning there, but you said it properly, so that's what counts.
I'm sure that being able to accurately describe that very specific incident is great.
You've got enough lives, Flame.
But I had to wait for the screen to move over, so I had to do something, alright?
Bah.
3 stars again, fuck yeah!
Oh man, we are Michelin rated right now.
I know what it was. When I was recording this, it was at this point where I started looking back over at my old NES run, just like to compare how I was doing, and I noticed I was a few lives behind on the counter. And so in my mind, I was sort of at odds with myself. I was trying to outdo myself for some reason, because that's just how my brain works.
Take that, past self, for doing to me what I am now.
I mean, I sort of have this mindset with a lot of runs that I'm like redoing, where I start thinking like, well, it kind of defeats the point of redoing a playthrough if it's going to be worse than the old one, so I've got to kind of keep up with myself here.
Yeah, you got to keep like at least a baseline of quality.
And that baseline of quality is, if I accidentally break my momentum even once, I'm going to have a meltdown about it.
Oh man, that was me in Sonic Unleashed 360 back in the day. Yeah, that caused a lot of the problems with HFC's output.
Well, the thing with like Sonic Unleashed, I get a similar sort of thing with Boost Sonic games, because like the gameplay, what is rewarding about Boost Sonic is that you keep that like perfect run going where you're not interrupted by anything, and if you just smack into a wall or something, it's like, it just feels disappointing. It feels like you fucked up.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I 100% understand how that happens. It's the same sort of thing with like Advance 2 and the Rush games. I had it there, I know.
I forgot he could fly. I don't think he does that in the 3D games.
I think there's a couple where he does, but in that particular one, he had like the wing power-up going on.
Yeah.
And I do like it when games do that, where like the enemies can have their own like power-ups that they collect, and it's like they're on the same like playing field that you are.
Yeah, they're sort of our Virgil, except not.
Except quite a bit less cool than Virgil.
Did you hear that Adi Shankar put the fucking Virgil chair meme in season 2 of that show?
I'm not gonna act surprised.
You tried.
At the end there, it looked like his legs were moving faster than he was actually running, so he just sort of sliding a bit.
That's like me with my mouth and my brain.
Same. That's why I stutter so much, it's really bad.
Oh, here's a crystal cave.
Yeah, here's a different kind of crystal cave. It's also really pretty, but not quite the same as the NES one.
Won't be the last time Mario goes into an ice palace.
The one that's coming to mind is that one toward the end of Superstar Saga.
There's also the first Paper Mario.
Okay. See, I haven't played that one, so I'm a bit out of that.
The one you're referring to is Joke's End.
That's the one, yeah. I remember quite liking the general vibe of that, but there's that one section where you sort of have to go all the way back from yourself to, like, near the start, and it just felt like it was a huge filler area.
Yeah, it doesn't have the best reputation, but whatever, we're not here to talk about that. Helldragon and I did a full playthrough Superstar Saga back in the day. It's on the channel.
What other things can we plug while we're at it?
I got nothing.
I've noticed, like, out of all the different series we've covered on the channel over the years, it's like the Mario series has been like the least consistent with who's actually covering it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But I suppose because there's so many like little sub-series of Mario, like I'm usually on for Mario Kart because that's like usually where that's my main connection to the Mario series.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you get like the RPGs, I know like Spa Loves the Thousand Year Door, and obviously as you just mentioned, Jung Helldragon did the Mario and Luigi game, so
Trying to pull up the here we go. Let's see, Super Mario series. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, that was Richie. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, that was with Richie, and I also did a solo one. Luigi's Mansion 3, Richie. I guess the Luigi's Mansion stuff is our thing. Mario Kart World and 8 Deluxe, that was ours. Thousand Year Door, that was Spa. Princess Peach Showtime, that was a solo stream I did.
I want to play that, I just haven't got around to it yet, because that does actually look legit fun, the actual like action gameplay going on.
It's very easy, but it's pretty fun, and Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, the next game from that group, Goodfeel, I believe, is coming out soon at the time of recording.
That looks pretty cool, actually. I really like the general vibe they got going on there.
cloud.
Getting a cloud in the sky level, that fits.
It does. Let's see, 3D Land, Vitamin Daytime, the sole playthrough I did with him. Bowser's Fury, I think I did that with Tanner.
Yeah, because I remember, like, we did the 3D World main game with, like, the four of us, you, me, Tanner, and Snake, and then you guys just went ahead and did Bowser's Fury.
3D World, just mentioned, 64, you and me and Richie.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That's one I'm glad that I got done. That was my kind of redemption run, wasn't it?
Yeah. Super Mario Galaxy, there's the original run, which I don't think is available anymore, but we also did a version with John and, I want to say, Lewis from Brain Scratch.
I think that was John Lewis and Ryan on it, but like, that original one, I don't think that is up anywhere, so you might have to throw that footage over to me for the archives.
Well, we'll see. Super Mario Land 1 and 2, that was with Hell Dragon. Super Mario Maker 2 Story Mode, that was
us.
Yeah, that was you and me. Mario Maker coverage, I think that was you, me, and Volk, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. I will still say that, and like, this is the part of me that's going to sound really sadistic, but when I was having you play my levels during that, that's still one of the most fun recording sessions I think I've ever had for an LP.
No, you son of a bitch. Super Mario Odyssey, you and me and Rich, I think.
Yeah, that was a really fun one as well. And like, that was also one where I was being kind of a prick to you throughout all of it, so I don't know, if there might be a bit of a trend going on here.
Super Mario RPG for the Switch just celebrated its 30th anniversary, the original game, not the remake. That was a solo thing that I did, because in Europe we did not get Super Mario RPG until it released on the Wii's Virtual Console.
So that was kind of like a bit of a blind spot for us as a whole, though. Like, when I played it for myself, I definitely used the Virtual Console.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I get you, mate, I get you. And then lastly, Super Mario Sunshine, that was a sparring eye joint.
Yeah, and like, that's the one that I've also done with Spar on the channel a while back as a stream playthrough. That one was, Spar was playing it very well, but I was not all there that day, and I think it shows, unfortunately.
Oh, no one really watches these things, you're fine.
One of the shorts from that playthrough is, like, I think still the most viewed short on the channel. People are seeing it.
Oh my god, I have to look this up as well.
That was the one of, like, Spar getting the red coins on the Sandbird.
Okay, popular. Yeah, the Sandbird isn't that hard, 9.5k views.
We are straight up number friending in the videos now, goddamn. No, but like, I've been doing a few more shorts recently. I hope everyone who's been watching them has been enjoying them, because it's like been a bit of a learning process on like picking out what's the right kind of moments to work for shorts. It's a very different kind of content.
If you guys have any recommendations, we're always taking suggestions. Just don't expect Flame to get to them quickly, because God knows, even he, the most productive member of HFC, can take a while sometimes.
Well, fuck you, but yeah, like... No, it's like, the short production, like, it unfortunately does have to take a bit of a backseat. They're more of a for the fun of it kind of thing, compared to, like, the playthroughs and obviously my own work, but I still do enjoy putting them up. And yes, we finally have a bit of gameplay in this playthrough that isn't just me flying over everything with the raccoon suit.
Oh
we have
God.
The fire flower!
Yeah.
It won't last long.
I'm a little bit flabbergasted here, honestly.
Don't worry, it's just because it's there and I wanted to use it under the water and whatnot. There are other suits that I'm not using. There's the frog suit, which is obviously designed for the water, and there's the hammer suit as well, which... not the best for regular gameplay, but it absolutely annihilates bosses. Like, I'm pretty sure that it can knock out, like, even Bowser in one hit. But, you know, it's like... I am a creature of habit. I have my suit that lets me fly, so I'm gonna mostly stick to that.
Obviously, you can use the fire flower here to melt ice blocks and whatnot. Use it sparingly, because there are some enemies beneath the ice.
Also, places where it might not be an idea to melt too much of the ice, because you kind of need that to traverse the level.
That would get me, honestly.
Sometimes it's like they give you a thing and you can do something cool and it's like, hang on, maybe I shouldn't have done that. God, the sound effect of him running like that is just so fucking funny when you just look back at it and it looks like he's sort of running in place.
Sound of tweaking.
But it's fine, I'm back in my comfort zone now.
I like these ground boos.
The thing with like having ghost enemies is that they are very flexible. You can adapt them, and that's just one of the like thinking outside the box kind of enemy designs, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey again, I see you've got some more blocks.
Yeah, like you're making it slightly more annoying for me to just fly above you and kill you.
Yeah. Nice.
Did it?
This one gets its own little island.
And we are at the point in the game, as you've probably noticed, where they're throwing more and more fortresses at us. For the first few worlds, it was basically like, the fortress is your halfway point, and then they decide, no, fuck that convention, we'll just throw them wherever.
Hey, you know, for an NES game, this is packed with content, and it's not like bullshit hard like a lot of those games were back in the day to justify, like, rentals and whatnot.
I believe that right up until Wonder came out, this was the Mario game that had the most individual courses. And like, it does make sense, because like, although World is a longer game in a lot of ways, like the levels themselves went on for longer, so the actual count of them wouldn't have went as high.
Ah.
That's a big part of why I personally lean more toward 3 than World, because like, I like this snappy gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, the 2D Mario with the most official levels is Super Mario Maker 2, which contains over 100 built-in story mode courses, and obviously you have the player-generated ones. Then it's New Super Mario Bros. 2 for 3DS, with 81. Super Mario Bros. 3, 86 plus 38 e-reader levels. Mario Wonder does not seem to be on there.
Maybe it's an older list, but like maybe it was including the e-reader levels, the thing that I saw, but like either way, it's a lot of fucking levels.
Alright, who we got next?
This lad, I can't remember which one he is.
This is Lemmy Cooper.
Lemmy, that's the one, named after Lemmy from Motorhead.
Lemmy Killmeister.
Yeah, absolute legend too. I have the shiny thing. Please look at me.
Oh, I'm falling. Breathe the free, non-mole air, my friend Steve Harvey.
I mean, he sort of looks like he's got a Goomba face there. Like, Christ, the shape of it going outward.
Indeed. Don't like that phrase. We'll see you all next time for the conclusion of Mario and indeed Super Mario Bros. 3. Bye for now.